Here are 25 new free FAB assets that are worth checking out. I've linked all of the assets in the description below. The number one rule for this is that I cannot showcase any of my own assets. So before I get started, here's a shameless plug. Here's my FAB store. Check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. If you like to see the new assets that are coming out and see how they work, then drop us a follow, drop us a like, and drop a subscription. Let me know which ones you like below. And if you think there's any that I've missed, then let me know as well. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Let's start with VFX, and we're looking at Solo VFX. So Solo's got a bunch of stuff for free, and then some stuff that is paid as well, including one system that we've had as free for the month. Let's take a look at some of these assets so you can sort of see what you're getting for free. So we have some like Dark Soulsy type barriers, or like sci-fi type barriers. Some really cool looking barriers and portals and doors for your games here that you can get for free. And there's a bloody hell, there's a lot of them in there. I didn't realize how many of them there were. So we're going to quickly zip through. Look at all these bad boys. I like this orange one. All different types, clouds in here, all sorts. So this is a huge pack of barriers, but then that's not the only thing that they've provided. We've got domes as well. So we've got domes. We press D to change the type of dome that is there. So again, all of these super looking nice and cool. Different types of domes for your games here, looking nice. And then we've got just like holograms here as well. So yeah, whole bunch of stuff. And I really like the stylized VFX pack, but that's been here for a little while in like 2024. So check out Solo. I'll leave a link in the description to their store, and let me know what you think of these. So next we're going to take a look at post-process materials, and here we are in post-process materials. This is just a collection of materials. There's 4 of them, and you can come to your post-process volume, go to the details, and start messing with like what you want it to do. So if I want it to blur, it does this. If I want it to do like have an edge to it, then it does this. Want to turn down the intensity of these, then we can do as well. So yeah, a very sort of dynamic effect on here. You can see it affecting on the post process. So when you get damage or whatever, you can apply this dark corner effect and have the world seeping in. If you do it over a timeline, then that'd be cool as well. Dark Souls type, you've died in the middle. So this is cool, and for free, just grab it. Let me know what you think. Now let's take a look at 10 variety game animations and also some mocap animations. These are by mocap.in. So we've got all these animations. There's about 80 of them in packs of 10, 4, and like 8. So don't quote me on the 80, but there's at least sort of over 50 here for you. The issue with these is that you have to download them to your computer and then drag them across from your computer. So I'll link my video on how to do that, because I've had to do that for my own animations. It seems to be a bit of a FAB problem, sadly. So let's start with the 10 variety pack animations. We've got jump in, fall in, land in, a jump loop has been provided. And then we've got a jab, a cross jab, and an uppercut. We've got some combat animations, and then there's a death animation as well. So go to ragdoll into this perhaps, and an idle to top it all off. And a funky jog animation. I hate the standard like animations that Unreal provides. I think if you're going to make a game, swap your jump in, especially because Unreal jump in is pretty easy to spot. Then we got these 10 mocap animations. They don't come with a sample map, but you can see them here. So here's a hurt one. They are a little bit too slow for my liking. It's 290 frames, so you might want to cut and play with them. I think these are probably better exported into another software and tweaked. For instance, this jab is really short. Like there's no reach to that at all. And then this gut punch is all right, but this uppercut here or right hook here doesn't really extend very far. Guy would have to be quite close to be able to be hit here. But for free, we take what we can get because there's not many combat animations. So check those out. As I say, I'll link the video on how to properly download them in the description next to the link to the seller. So let me know what you think about these animations. Animations are hard to find, so getting any for free is always good in my eyes. So now we're going to take a look at some models. I'm going to look at Niall Null. He's got these 5 weapon assets that are just here. We've got a sort of longsword, a dagger, a greatsword, a scythe, and a staff. All of these look excellent for models. They are a little bit large. This is how they import. I will leave a link to how you can change them using the modeling tool in Unreal. And obviously a couple of them have an issue with the materials. But for free, this dagger looks intense and this greatsword looks great as well. So it's well worth knowing about those. We're going to move on to some things that create actual projects. So we'll start with the anime standalone project. So anime starter pack by Codis Games. This is free. This comes with its own little like setup. So you get this own little level here. This is just an anime setup, but not just that. This comes with a bunch of other stuff as well. So here we've got our anime character, and then we can see what other characters are available. So there's a boy and a girl, all the different types with different skeletons. You get all different animations as well as the ABP. So this is a good starting place for your project for sure. And you get all the cell shaders that are used on these materials. So inside here, we can see we've got all these material instances, and then we open one of these up and there'll be a function inside the character material that gives it a cell shader, the material function for the character. So if you're looking at creating some anime type characters, then this will help you out. But next we're going to look at General Akko's site. We're going to look at this minimap system and the stealth gameplay system. This looks really cool. And then we're going to look at this ultimate car racing system as well. So Akko is a YouTuber. We will drop a link to their YouTube channel next to where their assets are as well. Go support them, show some love. So we'll take a look at this stealth gameplay system first and let's see what the crack is. General E for like picking stuff up. Like it's got an interaction system. There's new instructions. This radial menu is sick. I like this. I'm going to need to go find the instructions. Crouch is F. T is find the closest enemy. E is interact. Okay, yeah, that one's pretty obvious. And R is throw. Okay, might have to check this back a couple of times. So press E. There we go. R is to throw, and then you release, and it throws. And F is to crouch. So this is cool. Let's go see what the areas finding is. And here they are finding us as well. This is cool. I don't think I can escape them though. And they do damage as well. So there's a mini health system in here too. So that's cool. We like that. Let's see. Should be an assassination system in here, right? So yeah, T is find closest enemy. So if they're not alerted to us, then we can press T and assassinate them. There we go. So there's an assassination system in here as well. And there's a throwing system, an interaction system, all sorts. So this is quite a complex thing. There's a couple of niggles with it for sure. I don't like the overuse of the character blueprint, and there's comments here don't say anything, they just say comment, so that could be improved for sure. And using the IMC makes it easier for me to understand what is going on. Other than that, I think this is a good start. Let's take a look at the minimap one as well. So the minimap one does start with some dependencies that look like it's dependent on a vehicle system. Had to disconnect those to get this working as intended. I like this mannequin. This isn't the gas mannequin, is it? It might be the gas mannequin. But yeah, this is a cool minimap system. You can see there's a dude over here, and then there's another point of interest over here as well. So I like this. You press tab to make it bigger. I'm guessing the red guy is like a boss or an enemy or something. Run over to him, see what happens. There's a cool poly like atmosphere here. I don't mind it. I don't hate it. They've all got tattoos. They've all got Akko tattoos. That's sick. Love that for this. So yeah, minimap system, simple, easy. As I say, a couple of issues with it not working as intended, but if those get fixed, all of these like pawn issues on the vehicle, then this will be a banger. Right, let's try the racing game that was supplied by General Akko as well, and we'll see what happens there. So here we are in the racing game supplied by General Akko as well. I've turned off the sounds so that you don't get a constant smashing into your ear, but there's some AI on here as well, and if I smash into the side, we bounce off. Nice little minimap in the corner, see where we are and see where our enemies are. I want to try and bash into this guy, see if I can flip him around. That didn't work. That worked. There we go. Racing game. Not a massive fan of racing games personally, but this feels solid what it is. I think that's cool. There's no errors in the code in terms of like pressing start and playing. You just drop and go. It's really nice, really smooth. Feels good. Let me know what you guys think. So we're going to check out the bound horror framework that came out at the start of the year, and we'll see what that's about. This is a project, so you have to create a standalone project. Main menu system. I'm going to turn on the sound for this one. It's got some feedback on the buttons, which is nice. Full settings, which is good. And then there's a play with a new game and a continue. First person, this is glass, I realized after trying to get through it like 3 times. So that's interesting. It's got a door system. These doors have sound. And there's a lock and a key system as well. So that's pretty cool. There's no like ominous music or anything. Pick up this cat, see what that's about. You can rotate with your mouse. There's a read option if you wanted to add in stuff to read, notes or whatever. There we go. This picture was taken out on the secret mission to the Bahamas, 1967. That just looks like a family holiday. There we go. So there's a cool little system. Light switches. You can sprint. It's got some head bobbing. Turn the lights on and off. And then there's a save system as well. Flashing lights. And then reset the breaker. Don't know what that actually did, but footsteps. It's not true first person, just normal first person. Flashlight is available as well. Press F for your flashlight. It's a pretty realistic flashlight. And then that is it. There's no jump scares or other horror game mechanics like that. There is a system where you run out of breath, as you can hear just there. But all in all, this is a pretty solid system, especially like the details like that. And if we play, then can we continue? And we get a continue there. Although that teleport was pretty obvious. Yeah, overall, super solid. Really nice system to get for free. Let me know what you think. Are horror games to you? I'm not a fan of horror games personally, but if they're for you, is this something that you see yourself using? There are a lot of horror frameworks out there. I'm not sure what sets this one apart, other than maybe the menu and the sprinting maybe, but I've seen a fair amount of them out there. So we're going to take a look at volumetric aurora. This was one of the Krafton Inc. assets that happens sort of every year. A couple of these are going to be made with AI, but this particular one says it's not generated, but I will point out which ones are. So here we are in the aurora, looking absolutely brilliant. You can change the textures and how long it takes, pause it and stuff. So this is super cool. You can change it to presets that already are defined. It's like a spline one, like the Borealis. Is that the right way I'm saying it? Or a complex spline one. So these are cool. Trying to think of what I would use these for, but I just like cool looking assets. So let me know what you think about that one. This is a plugin that you need to enable. So next we're going to take a look at Kawai Fluid. Again, this is another Krafton asset. This one does say it was generated with AI, and I think you can probably see it's pretty obvious on the thumbnail. So I emailed the guys behind this asset to ask them what was used in AI, and they confirmed obviously the thumbnail. I don't think you can get away with that. And an overall code review. Architecture design, fluid simulation, rendering, and optimization were implemented based on research papers and did not use AI. That's the response that I had. So that's up to you to decide, but we're going to take a look at it anyway. So here we are in the demo level, and all I've done is add the Kawai Fluid interaction component to my character, and we're going to test out some of these interactions. Look, if I stand here, then it interacts with me. This is sick. Then we'll leave this box, it should disappear. Same for this one. Interaction, creating all of this, and then this fills up as well. That's pretty cool. It's like, how long do I stand in this before it like disappears or makes a huge amount or fills up? This one's meant to do a reflection. I don't know what it's reflecting, but I can run through it and it interacts, and that's pretty cool. Refraction. God, we're looking in science lessons now. Then we got some shadows. Oh, shadow on the water, I see it. Do the others not do that? And then there's some buoyancy here as well. So this cube is the buoyant. Surface decoration fluid. I don't know what that means. Lava. Lava chicken. Steve's lava chicken. Anyway, I'm studying lava and it's all fine. And then we got viscous fluid. This is cool. And then if we check create auto collider, then the fluid attaches to it. So we've got to try that. Let's go. Let's do auto collider and check boundary particle. Enable boundary particles. Cool. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh, look at that. That looks cool. I've enjoyed this. Then we'll go for a little shower. So yeah, this is the Kawai fluid simulation setup. I think this is really interesting. Obviously, a lot of work went into this. You have to make up your own mind on the AI scenarios and fiascos and stuff. It's a difficult one. I understand both sides to it and I get it. But yeah, let me know what you think. And does the AI thing put you off based on the email that I've got? I would like to see more people, like just on FAB, putting down here what was used with AI, or what was made with AI, but there's no rules on that from FAB, so someone needs to take it up with them. But let's go to the next one. So next we've got IV Smoke, interactive volumetric smoke. Again, this was another asset made by Krafton, and again, this one says it was generated with AI. Let's take a look at it, see what the crack actually is with this, and then you can shoot through this smoke. I want to make a smiley face. Smiley face. And then we can reset it. So different ways of doing smoke, stylized smoke and non-stylized smoke. Smoke cool for like another type of monster. Then we'll go check out what sort of smoke is in here. So this is a flood fill where it just fills up around. So this is cool, but then this one doesn't disappear when you shoot it. So very different types of smoke that you can see. This is the idea, is that your bullets will cause your smoke to disappear and the AI can't see through it. So this is quite an interesting concept. Again, it'd be good to know what AI was responsible for as part of the project and what was like purely human made. But again, this is all just personal preference. That's just my opinion, but feel free to let me know what's yours. Do you like this? I can see this being an interesting addition to people's games. So we've got the normal smoke, stylized, and then the other stylized as well. Here's our normal one. So again, this is a plugin, super simple to play with. Let me know what you think. So we're going to take a look at Flesh Ring, which is a realistic skin deformation plugin. Again, this is one of the assets created by Krafton, and again, this says it's generated with AI, but doesn't list which parts were generated with AI. So we're in the demo room. This one actually has like a pretty decent setup to be able to set something up. You can add it to your own thing and it deforms the body. So this is no asset, just the normal mannequin. And then this simulates tightness. I think the idea is that the skeleton deforms around it. And then this is with subdivisions on. And this is with bulge on. Then there's some like smoothing and some refinement. And then you can see it inside the actual animation as well. So it doesn't look bad. It's very niche, like for what you want. You can do multiple rings on there as well, like different legs. But like someone had a thing for leg garters, it would seem. I could see this being used to like ropes, it's like hanging ropes or handcuffs or pulling someone along with some rope. Yeah, it's a bit niche for me. Let me know what you think. Let's take a look at real-time destructible mesh. Again, this is another Krafton asset. This very much reminds me of like Rainbow Six Siege destructible stuff. This says it was generated with AI, and the email back from the dev says, thank you for reaching out and your interest. To answer your question about AI flags, our plugin consists of 2 materials, so impact decal samples, the textures used in those materials, and the rest is C++ code. As you correctly pointed out, all the images, the thumbnail, the plugin thumbnail, and the sample impact decal textures were indeed generated using AI. Regarding the C++ code, we actively used AI agents for development, but it's hard to draw a clear line. Our team members utilized AI agents in various ways and to different extents throughout the development process. As a result, the final code is a blend of AI-assisted generation and manual programming. So not a clear-cut line about what was done with AI and what wasn't. We know the images were all done with AI, they've confirmed that, but some of the code could have been written with AI, or it could have just been run through AI as boilerplate stuff. Does that change your opinion on this asset? Well, I'm going to play with it and you can see what it's like. So here we are in the real-time destructible asset. You can see it's punching holes in this static mesh. I think this looks quite nice. We'll see if the pistol changes the size. And concrete as well, so I can increase it on the concrete. So this looks quite good. See the internals of this and punching the hole. Some of them don't punch all the way through until you do it again. For a free asset, I can't see how this is solid for a free asset. Not bullet penetration, but once it goes through, then it will hit the thing behind it as well. So here we are shooting this out, and then it gets rid of the collision too. I'm wondering if I can just make a hole for myself. So yeah, let me know what you think of this asset. It obviously doesn't seem to work on everything, and some of the decals don't spawn on everything either. But as a starter for 10, I don't think you'd go wrong. So let me know what you think. Is this something that's worth picking up, even with the AI? I do appreciate these guys coming back to me. That was really nice of them. They didn't have to do that, and it's appreciated. So, but I think this is an interesting asset to take a look at and see if it's for you or not. Just while we're on AI stuff, there's this Free Forest Whisperer. This does have animations. I thought this guy was cute, but then I realized it was AI, and so I didn't really want to show it off, but some people like it. So you let me know what you think. I think this guy's pretty nice looking. And then Lapper Models has also been putting out AI models, so you can see all these free stylized like elementals when they pop up. So there's an elemental here, there's some soldiers and some fighters and jack-o'-lanterns and all sorts. Good to be aware of those. I'll link their store here as well, and then they start charging down here for different ones. Should AI assets be chargeable? Should they be free? That's a question only you can answer. Right, let's crack on with some honourable mentions, and I'll go through why I didn't include them in sort of the main showcase. Here we've got Agentic Feedback. I think this is a really cool asset. The only reason I didn't include it is the setup time for this is quite large, and I already have this sort of thing set up elsewhere. But this requires gameplay tags, because the gameplay tags for the demo don't exist. You can't download them to that, and then you need some post-process sort of materials and stuff. But it does have a very good overview and setup tutorial, so check that out as well. Then we've got PCG Extended Toolkit, or PCG EX. This came out a while ago, but hasn't actually been on FAB for a very long time. Only reason I didn't include it, I don't know enough about PCG to be able to say whether this is good, bad, or showcase it in a good way, in all honesty. PCG is a very weak subject of mine, but I think this is worth grabbing. It's got great reviews. It's only come back to FAB recently. Smart Modular UI. This came out February 6th, so 6 days ago. The only reason I haven't included this, even though I think this is very good, is it uses Common UI, and I'm not familiar enough with Common UI to be able to comment on it. That's it. I think this is a good asset for what you get from it, so it's well worth checking out and seeing what is there, reading the documentation, seeing if it is for you. Gas Debugger. It debugs gas. I don't use gas. Can't really showcase it. I would probably say that this picture was generated with AI, but it doesn't have the generated with AI flag on here. But it just keeps track of all of your ability systems and checks the cooldown of them and everything like that. So well worth having a look at if you are using gas. Then you've got the UI Utilities plugin, another UI asset. This is a bit of a different one. This is a bunch of functions and macro libraries that you can use in your UI, and I didn't want to set up a whole UI system to showcase this. So it also uses Common UI as well. So that's why we haven't showcased it. Next, we've got Easy Refresh All Nodes. I think this asset is fantastic, but it's really hard to showcase this asset. So basically, it just refreshes and compiles all of your blueprint nodes, which if you work with structures and you get that unknown cook message, this is going to save all that time of going into those blueprints and refreshing them. So I think this is a very good one. It says it was generated with AI, but I don't know what was generated with AI on this. Perhaps the code behind it, because certainly these pictures were not generated with AI. So let me know on your thoughts. Then we've got a seller. This is EMAC Art. They've got a bunch of free assets that are low poly on here, very Kenny style, and they are good. My only qualm with them is I did download these to show them originally. So they have the most folders I've ever seen in an asset, but unfortunately they don't download with their textures. So honorable mention, if you are well versed in textures and stuff, then this won't be an issue to you. And then finally, last, we got this Maya Walker. This is a custom metahuman with clothes and hair. This is a free asset as well. And I haven't included it because I don't like metahumans personally. So I'm not going to download something that I don't like. But I feel like this is probably good for a lot of different people. So worth knowing about and grabbing if you like metahumans.